Well, you get a sense of how things are going, and clearly people have been warming more and more to Plaid Cymru's vision. We saw in the UK general election last year the best ever result that we've had. But it's good to have confirmation through the best evidence that we could have that really is the case, and that people are seeing that in order to have a credible government pro-Wales here after 26 tired Labour years, it's got to be Plaid Cymru next year, and that's very, very promising. But I take nothing for granted. It's about really turning that promise now into reality. Well, I think that's key, and what we're saying here with exactly a year to go is that we have that plan, we have a vision, and we have a means to deliver it. Yes, it's about saying that we need a fresh start, but I think people are getting that more and more anyway. It's about getting people to trust why Plaid Cymru is that only genuine, credible alternative to be that fresh start. We will be continuing to flesh out our plans, much of it out already, on health, on education, on a more prosperous economy, on tackling child poverty, making sure that people understand we have a policy agenda ready to go. But it's also about creating that feeling about what a Plaid Cymru-led government would mean in terms of standing up for Wales, making the case for Wales to UK government, something Labour, of course, has completely failed to do. It's about building trust, and a year to go, it's going to go in a flash, I fear. As with politics, it's always a mix of everything, and we have the context that we are in. We have a Labour UK government that came in with a whimper and clearly don't care at all about Wales. We have a Labour government in Wales who've shown, week after week, month after month, that they're not interested in standing up for Wales. They just want to sort of keep things steady and not rock the boats for themselves within the Labour Party. So yes, that's the context, and people are fed up, and of course are still fed up after 14 years of destructive Conservative UK government. But it's not just about that. It's about us putting our house in order, making sure that there's a clear policy agenda, that the vision is communicated clearly to people, but also it's about going out to communities in every single part of Wales and showing people that we have their back and that we want to do it for them. It's not about doing it for us. This is about the future of Wales. People know, of course, that we have an electoral system in Wales, even more so now with the changes going through, where it is highly, highly unlikely that we have a party with a single, with a majority. And that doesn't mean that in many ways you have to have elements of cooperation. But it's important to stress to people, of course, that cooperation can take many, many forms. It can be informal, it can be issue by issue. And I remind people that when the SNP formed a government in 2007 with, I think, around exactly the same proportion of the seats as is projected in this poll yesterday, though it's only a poll, they governed with a minority and did so very successfully. So there are a whole host of options open to us, but that's crucially in the hands of the people of Wales. They decide which way the cards are dealt in May next year. Well, listen, clearly there's not going to be a formal relationship between Plaid and Reform, isn't there? I can't see a formal relationship with the Conservatives, for example, after the 14 years of destruction. The point I make is you have Labour and the Conservatives working, in the Senedd now in informal ways. Cooperation takes many, many forms, but I focus people's minds again on the First Minister's role and who leads Welsh government, who sets the tone for Welsh government, who leads the negotiations, if you like, with UK government. We're saying trust Plaid Cymru to do that and to put a programme in government for Wales that really can take us places after years of stagnation under Labour. It's kind of flattering that she's trying to echo what Plaid Cymru is saying, given that she gets that what we're saying seems to be landing well with people. I think the reality for Lyned Morgan, and she knows this, is that people are going to struggle to believe that somehow she's made an about turn after 9 months as First Minister. She's made it very, very clear that the important thing to her is a partnership in power where she essentially supports and cheerleads Keir Starmer to do whatever he wants to do, no matter what that means for Wales. She's now, in a panic, found that that's not going down particularly well. I've got to put up a show of being willing somehow in some way to challenge Keir Starmer. It's not good enough. It's not going to wash. She's been the cheerleader. We know that it's about looking after Labour's interests. Plaid Cymru will always prioritise what's right for Wales, and I think people out there can see that Plaid Cymru is the only credible government who's willing to do that.